Welcome to the commencement ceremonies for Issaquah High School, class of 2019. Families and friends, please rise as we hear our national anthem and alma mater by Issaquah High School's Mix It Up.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets from their cannons they proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Hail to thee, our alma mater, we thy praises sing. Through the years your light shines brighter, truth and joy to bring. Issaquah, our hearts enfold the purple and the gold. We, thy sons and daughters, love thee, alma mater dear.
Will you please be seated? I would like to welcome Issaquah School Board President, Dr. Harlan Gallinger, and members Marnie Moraldo, Ann Moore, Sydney Mullings, and Suzanne Weaver, Executive Director of High Schools, Donna Hood, Superintendent Ron Thiele, Deputy Superintendent Josh Almy, Principal Andrea McCormick, honored guests, family, friends, and graduates of Issaquah High School's class of 2019. I am Amanda Dang, and I have had the privilege of being the senior class president. Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Amanda Dang, and it has been an honor and a privilege to serve as this year's senior class council president. I would like to begin by thanking my family for pushing me out of my comfort zone and shaping me into the woman I am today. And another thank you to all of my friends, to those I have known before stepping foot at Issaquah High School, and to those I have met during my time here. You have all impacted my life in one way or another, and I am forever grateful for that. It's honestly extremely difficult to grasp the fact that we are actually graduating today, but looking back on our senior year, there are so many things that our class has been able to accomplish. For instance, our baseball team placing third at state for the first time since 2008, our select choir group, Mix It Up, placing first at state, and of course, our sports med group placing first at state for the 7th year in a row. These are just some of the many accomplishments of our students this year. There are many more as well. I am so proud of our senior class, and you should be proud of yourselves as well. I know that many of us are ready to leave high school and move on with our future endeavors. However, it is important for us to remember the journey we've taken to get here. We've all had obstacles we've had to face in our lives, but here we are. We were able to make it past them. So, class of 2019, when you're off pursuing your dreams, always remember to keep pushing and to never give up. Thank you. I would like to now introduce Principal Andrea McCormick.
Good afternoon, parents, family, friends, Issaquah High School, class of 2019. Welcome and congratulations. Today we are here to celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2019. Life is short, and along the way there are moments that mark your growth. Right now is one of those moments. If you go beyond this moment, though, and think back to your journey through high school, you've done a lot of learning and a lot of growing along the way. I'd love to be able to promise you, as your principal, that every single assignment or thing you learned at Issaquah High School you will remember, and it will be of value, but that's just not the case. I cannot tell you the last time I wrote a 5-paragraph essay, but I can tell you that words matter, and practicing how to make your words count is a skill that you will carry forever. I also can't tell you the last time I used higher level math. Sorry, Miss Hardy. But I can tell you that I'm glad that many of you math-minded students built a great foundation and will build upon those skills as you go on to provide me health care in my old age, or build planes that allow me to safely travel and see the world, or hopefully design an innovation that might save our beautiful planet. The part I can promise you is that all that learning has been your full-time job, and the real purpose it has served was building you a foundation and exposing you to things that you can identify as your own unique skills and interests. While you've been required to take a combination of specific coursework and coursework that's interesting to you, from this moment on, you get to decide. You get to decide what you want to learn and grow and what brings you joy. Some of you have realized in your time that you are artistically inclined, and you will learn and grow in order to bring beauty or thought-provoking art into the world. Some of you have realized that you are analytical thinkers, researchers, and problem solvers, and you will go on to solve some of the world's greatest problems. Some of you have realized that your gift is with people, and you will use listening and thoughtfulness to help others. Your teachers and your families have told you, I hope, about all of those good qualities that each of you have. You are smart and you are capable, and we celebrate that today. As principal for your entire high school experience, I have had the privilege of watching all of you go through all of that learning. My work is usually filled with the bookends of your learning, the incredible successes, as well as your missteps. I don't get to spend much time in the middle with you, but I want to be really clear. The learning and growth happens during all of that, the bookends and the middle, during your highs and your lows. And as adults, sometimes I think we forget about being intentional about noticing our learning and our growth. We get in the habit of sticking to what we know, and then even worse, measuring our successes by common definitions of success, or comparing ourselves to others. And if that doesn't go our way, we often hide or blame others for our missteps. I'm going to tell you a quick story. My youngest son, he dances on a competitive dance team. He's just 5 years old, but he's pretty magical. He wears a shiny gold unitard, and he rocks it alongside some pretty amazing jazz hands and a mean tendu. Dance brings him complete and total joy. And he works hard to get better each and every day. My older son, he's observed this. And recently he decided that he wanted to try dance. And he just had his first recital, my older son. And let me tell you, I love him. He is no dancer. And I am not saying that because he's terrible, but because it brings him absolutely no joy at all. When I asked him about why he wanted to do dance, he said that he didn't want to do it for any other reason than he observed his little brother doing dance and the success he had, and he wanted to adopt that as his own. He's 8. He has a brilliant brain. He loves reading Harry Potter, making homemade toys from garbage he finds around the house, and writing comic books. But those things, reading Harry Potter in a few days in second grade, I think is a pretty great accomplishment. But that does not invite the same adoration from people in the masses the way that Landry does in his gold unitard. So my 8-year-old son has observed this, and then he tried to change to emulate his brother. And I think this story is important because it highlights some important things about learning and growing and defining your success. Your success and worth will never be measured by someone else's. It's great to set goals for yourself, but they shouldn't be based on things like your GPA, your chords and your stoles, a specific college or career you want to have, or things like that. Success is not measured by what others deem worthy. Don't spend a minute of your time trying to prove your talents or intelligence to others, or hide or blame others when setbacks occur. Life is going to be filled with change and with challenge. Spending time learning and growing in areas that bring you joy is where success is found. Myself, the staff of Issaquah High School, your family and friends who are here are excited to celebrate all that you have already learned and send best wishes to you as you go forth and grow and learn from here in the things that bring you joy. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Thank you, Ms. McCormick. I would like to invite the class of 2019 staff selected speaker, Ingubia Fontama, to the podium.
The ability to innovate is not a skill that can be learned or taught. It's a spirit, it's an energy, a way of life. It comes from the ambition that keeps your brain humming, that keeps the pep in your step. It's an innate understanding of oneself and society's constant need for change that breeds innovation real and true. The ability to be passionate is not a skill that can be learned or taught. The ability to push oneself, not to the edge, but to the perfect point of balance between ambition and resiliency is not a skill that can be learned or taught. Not the ability, but the want, the need to live your life to the very fullest is not a skill that can be learned or taught. It's a spirit, an energy, a way of life. So I have a brother, and for those of you who know him, he's very blunt, like cut and dry, no BS, will tell you with almost no hesitation that you do in fact look fat in that dress, blunt. He also happens to be a good ear, so I'll vent to him about my many problems, and I usually don't like his answers because all he'll ever have to say is, "Why don't you just say it? Why don't you just do it? What are you waiting for? What's wrong with you?" That last one is his favorite. When he says that, I'll go, "Chimbi, you're much too young to understand. It's more complicated than that. You just don't get it." But the thing is, he does. He very clearly understands the real me, my more fearless self, his own capability, unapologetic and vast, in the world plagued by corruption and inequality, but also able to be his clean slate, unlearned and untaught. Once again, if you know my brother, you know we're a lot alike, except he's like me if I were on steroids and had no respect for social norms. Although it can make for some very frustrating headbutting, believe me, it means he's essentially the walking and talking version of what's going on in my head. Discussing my problems with him, letting him coach me almost, allows me to tap into my truest self, the girl that will do, say, and be whatever she wants, whenever she wants, and never to whom it may please, the girl or otherwise that all of you are. What I love about being a senior, at least for the next few minutes I have left, is that by this point, most people are authentically themselves. We're too old to care what you think and far too tired to think about it. So at this point, seniors have learned to let themselves be. However, that's not to say we don't have a lot left to discover. We are off to places all over the world where we will grow into the most robust versions of ourselves. But no matter how different your future self may be from the person sitting before me today, there are certain things about people that never change. Whether it's your sense of humor, public speaking ability, or unrelenting spirit for life, there will always be something that you cannot seem to shake. If there's anything you take from what I've said here today, take this. Take those things that you know about yourself, those things that you never learned and were never taught, but were somehow still granted the talent to do, and make of it something great. There's something about the unlearned, the untaught, the rawest sense of the self that leads life in the most purposeful and genuine way. There's too much talent, work ethic, and intelligence on this field today not to make a valuable impact on this world. So go forward, maybe not exactly knowing how, but with the intent to find your purpose in life. Discover that thing deep in your core that fuels you. Make your mark on the world, not tomorrow or next week, but today, fighting the apathy of yourself and others around you with your every move. Remember that the youth are not flawed in their naivete, but fresh in their novelty, and our ability to make waves, incite positive action, and create meaningful change starts now. As wonderful as it sounds, graduating from high school doesn't automatically make us all the next leaders of the world, but it absolutely will grant us the greater opportunity to make that so. So ask yourself, will you take it? I'd like to finish by giving a thank you to all the wonderful students and staff here at IHS. A huge thank you to Ms. McCormick for all of the amazing opportunities that she's given me this year, to Ms. Carpenter for taking care to heights I never saw it going, to my hardworking parents for supporting me for 18 years and doing everything to make sure I was set up to succeed. I know it was not easy or cheap. And of course, the class of 2019, whether it's been 13 years or one, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, Ngubia. I would now like to introduce our student speaker, Alan Abey.
Good evening, Issaquah. Yeah. Thank you so much, class of 2019, for this opportunity to speak before you all today. I realize I'm one of the last things standing between you and your coveted empty diploma cover, so I'll be quick. I'm honored that you chose me to speak. Issaquah High is very near to my heart. I call school home. I've even called my teacher's mom a couple times. You can usually spot me down the hall with a wide smile on my face, my blue lunchbox in hand, sometimes preceded by the clang of my water bottle dropping to the floor. And though it may seem like I'm grinning like an idiot for no apparent reason, it's usually because of you all. This definitely sounds dorky, but seeing you in the halls always brightens my day, puts a smile on my face, and makes me look forward to coming to school, so thank you. Parents, relatives, faculty, and admin, this group of seniors is one resilient bunch. A very wise woman by the name of Kelly Clarkson once said, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." I believe we've demonstrated that consistently, slogging through crushing waves of homework, or persevering through snowmageddons and measles outbreaks. Our lives extend far past what we show at school, and some of you have overcome unfathomable adversity in your personal lives on your way to graduation. Today, we recognize all our efforts, navigating both school and our lives at home in order to leave a lasting legacy of badassness. However, what Kelly Clarkson conveniently failed to stress is that while what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, it can almost kill you. People always tell you not to be afraid to fail, but let me qualify that and tell you you should do your very best to avoid it. The esteemed Dwight Schrute once said, "Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that? And if they would, I do not do that thing." I urge you all to take this to heart. Failure stings and disappointment can be disorienting, making you question who you are and what you're worth. Sometimes we have little failures, like missing the bus in the morning and arriving at school during second period because you have to bike to school. Other times we have big failures, like trying to drive in the snow and totaling a car. But the beauty of high school is that we have the perfect stage to learn how to cope with failure and grow from it, surrounding ourselves with a strong support system and finding internal motivation that persuades you to get up in the morning and attack the day. At Issaquah, I've been lucky enough to make many new friends, and let me tell you, nothing creates stronger bonds than the fear you see in each other's eyes when no one read or understood last night's homework, but Miss Dean tells you to take out paper and a pen for timed write. Even SparkNotes can't save you then. Yet sharing that failure with your peers lessens its impact, and that empathy for each other's failures creates a network of students who can comfort each other. At times, we can fail so much that even our peers can't identify with their experience and uplift us. At that point, the onus remains on us to dig deep and fall back on our own resolve and intrinsic motivation. I hate losing. I can't stand it. So when I do fall on my butt, I turn to the Energizer Bunny and then it's off to the races. I'm not alone in that mindset. We all have a winning mentality. We can't stand losing or not being the best. So when things don't work out our way, it can come as a shock. That's when it's most important that we persevere with the same spirit I've witnessed in all of you. Set lofty goals, but don't back down when you fall short. This is not to say we should rely solely on ourselves as we venture into the next part of our lives. I think we would all agree that our time in the classroom has been transformative, as our amazing patient teachers have pushed us from being completely incompetent to only somewhat so. And they deserve a round of applause for that. None of us would have gotten here without our support system at home, who have looked out for us this far. I couldn't be more grateful for my family, who's shown me unconditional love after I've made countless mistakes, always there to pick me up and inspire me when despair seems like the easy way out. So thank you. Graduation is something that's always loomed far ahead on the horizon. For me, I've associated it with the number 19 suffixed to my username ever since I logged into a school computer. And it's finally arrived. All of you have shaped me. Your friendship and support have made this journey unforgettable. Thank you all again. Congratulations on this amazing achievement as you take off on the rest of your exciting lives. I think Migos is up on stage next, so I'll let them bring the house down. Wait. We didn't book Migos, never mind. Amanda Dang, take it away.
Thank you, Alan. Finally, I would like to introduce our faculty speaker, Christy Hardy, who will be immediately followed by Issaquah High School's Mix It Up, singing Imagine.
Good evening, graduates, families, friends, IHS staff, and administration. I am honored to be here tonight celebrating you, the class of 2019, your accomplishments and your futures. Before I begin my speech, graduates, I would like for you to turn and look left or right or behind you and see all the people around you. Chances are, someone from your family is up in the stands looking down at you, probably with a little bit of happiness, excitement, and I'm sure some sadness, knowing that most of you are moving out and moving on with your lives. Please take a moment to recognize how much they've done for you to help you get to the place you are today and to help shape the person you've become. Make a mental note to give them a hug the next time you see them and to thank them for putting up with you for the past 18 years. Class of 2019, think about how far you've come over these past 4 years. From those first days of high school, walking through the awkward tunnel of teachers clapping and staring at you, to your last day, when those same teachers stood clapping, smiling, and many of them crying, watching as you made your final walk through the halls of IHS. You managed to survive freshman year, narrowly avoiding the upperclassmen as they sprinted through the halls playing senior assassin. You spent sophomore year debating whether you should risk it and go off campus for lunch, knowing full well that your parking spot wouldn't be there when you got back. Somehow you made it through the dreaded junior year. You took more advanced classes than a normal human should take, and you fretted constantly about your post-high school plans. Your senior year was filled with all sorts of surprises, from Measlegate to umbrellas mistaken for firearms to snowstorms that seemed to last forever. Over these 4 years, you've balanced equations, solved for x, remembered to add plus c, survived the 5K, and managed to spoil Things Fall Apart for every freshman at IHS. Okonkwo dies, in case you don't know. As a class, you've gained major accolades through DECA, sports medicine, athletics, robotics, choir, band, college and military acceptances, job offers, and internships. You've also achieved individually private victories. You've overcome fears, resolved conflicts, ended friendships, and started new ones. Your life has changed significantly since you started high school. And while you've been here, you've impacted the lives of those around you, sometimes in ways you realized, and sometimes in ways that you'll never know, which brings me to my message tonight. When deciding what that message would be, I struggled to identify what I felt was the most valuable thing I could tell you. Learn to fail, never give up, be true to yourself, are all valuable lessons, but I feel that most of you have learned them through the experience of high school. My message to you tonight is actually a simple request. Be kind to one another and fight for a better future. You've been given one of the greatest gifts this world can offer, a solid education. You now have the responsibility of using your knowledge for the greater good, advocating for change when it's needed, giving a voice to those who need it, and standing up for what's right, even if it means standing up to your friends. You have an obligation to treat all people with respect and compassion, regardless of their race, religion, sex, or gender, and to fight on their behalf for equality. You will undoubtedly encounter moments when your strength of character will be tested, perhaps at a party where you overhear a friend say something racist, something sexist, something hurtful or intolerant, and then claim it was just a joke. Will you stand up to that friend and tell them they are out of line? Will you say boldly that hate is not accepted here or anywhere and will not be tolerated? When you walk across this stage tonight, it won't matter how many AP classes you took, how popular you were, how many friends you had, how athletic or artistic you were. What will matter is what kind of person you've become and how you treat other people. As Albus Dumbledore once said, "It is our choices, Harry, that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities." So, class of 2019, what choices will you make in the years to come? Here are a few that I recommend. Always stand up for what is right. Resist complacency. Remember to vote in every election, not just the big ones. Wear sunscreen, even when it's cloudy. Put down your phone and talk to people face to face. Never follow somebody else's path. Unless you're lost in the woods and you see a path, then you should definitely take that path. Spend less time watching Netflix and more time reading. Recognize your full potential and put everything you have towards achieving your goals. I sincerely congratulate you on this first of many milestones. I hope your future is full of incredible adventures, true friends, abundant love, and all of the possible fulfillment that life can bring. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Ooh.
Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one.
Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of men. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
Thank you, Mix It Up. Almost there, guys. As principal of Issaquah High School, it is my pleasure to certify that these students have met the requirements set forth by the state of Washington and the Issaquah School District Board of Directors. I'd now like to introduce Director Suzanne Weaver to the podium.
Thank you. As always, it is both a pleasure and a privilege to be able to address you at graduation. Everyone you will ever meet knows something you don't know. I heard this quote a while back, and I knew it was material for a graduation speech. I heard it attributed to Bill Nye, the science guy, but when I looked it up online, I saw it attributed to both him and Carl Jung. I'm going to give Bill Nye the benefit of the doubt on this one because his version is slightly different from Jung's. But back to our quote. You are all in a very exciting time of your lives. You've been studying like crazy. Your heads are filled with all sorts of knowledge. You are now poised to head off to college or other life experiences where you will no doubt learn a lot more. So I want to take this opportunity to remind you that everyone you will ever meet knows something you don't know. It might be something as simple as having a specialized skill. I had my kitchen remodeled a few years ago, and there were a lot of contractors in and out of my house. Admittedly, I was a captive audience, but I found myself fascinated to watch how they seamlessly pieced together slabs of granite or effortlessly moved electrical outlets and gas lines, all the while utilizing specialized tools that I didn't even know existed. I also have a friend who paints and another who plays competitive pool. They too are in possession of skills that I simply don't have. It might also be life experience. Look around at the people sitting nearby you. Very possibly, they grew up in a different community than you did, perhaps even in a different state or a different country. They may not share your gender, your religion, or your race. Maybe they just had a really unusual summer vacation in the 4th grade. Because of all these different life experiences, every one of them knows something you don't know. And they see events through a different lens, from a different perspective, because of their life experiences. I actually gave you the soundbite version of the quote at the beginning of this speech. The complete quote from Carl Jung reads as follows: "Everyone you meet knows something you don't know but need to know. Learn from them." I don't think he meant by that you necessarily need to learn to install a granite countertop, although you never know. I think he meant that you need to value the individuality of every person you meet, that you need to take the time to understand their unique perspective on life and to appreciate their personal passions. Every one of you has a passion or a skill that sets you apart from the people sitting around you. And by understanding the unique set of experiences that makes each of us tick, you learn to better work with people, to better collaborate, and in the end, to make truer friends, to pursue and appreciate your own personal passion. And in the process of all that, you may just acquire a little bit of humility, because everyone you will ever meet knows something you don't know. And now, on behalf of the Board of Directors, I accept Principal McCormick's verification that these Issaquah High School students have met the graduation requirements as set forth by the State of Washington and the Issaquah School District Board of Directors. They are officially accepted as the Issaquah High School graduating class of 2019. Congratulations.
Chris Bennis.
Nolan Yantis.
Matthew Benson.
Nadav Ackerman.
Lauren Campbell.
John Adams.
Dylan Hepworth.
Benji Adkins.
Nick Larson.
James Adkins.
Reagan Panna.
Muskan Agarwal.
Rachel Young.
Caleb Aho.
Callie Warchow.
Asin Ali.
Nicole Serb.
Surabi Umbalapati.
Cassandra Erstad.
Isaac Anderson.
Jessica Forenza.
Emily Andreessen.
Eric Fletcher.
Sebastian Antizana.
Ian Anderson.
Andrea Asali Ramos.
Emma Anfinson.
Samika Atwal.
Ishan Arun.
Florin Bachu.
Ashlyn Askey.
Magna Vambarsu.
Ramon Avila.
Alamea Banks.
Eliza Badiozamani.
Dane Barnett.
Rohan Balapragada.
Joshua Bates.
Mitchell Barnes.
Emily Battel.
Ryan Barrett.
Christoph Belford.
John Batera.
Ryan Bennison.
Brecklin Bigley.
Lucian Barish.
Lakin Bell.
Spencer Burnson.
Hunter Benson.
Amaya Bankandi.
John Bernardo.
Karan Beardy.
Kunal Bargava.
Alexander Bobagovich.
Melanie Beeman.
Isabella Bove.
Ava Bishop.
Shaylee Brockmeyer.
Adam Borganko.
William Burbulia.
Ellie Brennock.
Matthew Brookman.
Amanda Brown.
Charles Butler.
Mackenzie Buck.
Wyatt Callahan.
Emma Burdett.
Cassidy Cameron.
Melissa Kai.
Kristen Karras.
Thea Campbell.
Ryan Carragher.
Kimberly Carlson.
Liam Cartwright.
Shona Carter.
Stefan Castellisi.
Toby Casey.
Cien Chai.
Haley Chamblin.
Jacqueline Chang.
Kayla Chang.
Michael Chain.
Spencer Chang.
Derek Chow.
Vanshika Chahan.
Rocky Chen.
Hannah Chernin.
Teeny Chung.
Sanjana Chintalapati.
Caleb Cho.
Emily Cho.
Elise Choi.
Drake Chong.
Rohan Chopra.
Anthony Chow.
Chloe Chow.
Connor Clark.
Charlie Clemens.
Kione Cloutier.
Drew Cohen.
Caden Coleman.
Zoe Caldwell Lipson.
Brady Combs.
Jordan Cooper.
Alexander Cordova.
Amy Cormier.
David Cormier.
Lucian Cosson.
Tyga Crenshaw.
Caitlin Cruzen.
Sophia Kushkari.
Braden Daher.
Haley Dang.
Alex Dara.
Landon Dawson.
Maria DiCaprio.
Lauren Denkenberger.
Nevaeh Chandler.
Lawrence Deutsch.
Chase DeVore.
Maria Di Gregorio.
Gina DiCarlo.
Barry Diedrichs.
Brooks Dixon.
Diego Dorta.
Caitlin D'Souza.
Tiffany Young.
Charlotte Emerson.
Elizabeth Enebo.
Zen and Gracia.
Karen Erickson.
Jesse Estes.
Daniel
Yasmin Falazadeh.
Nikta Farahani.
Cheyenne Farrell.
Sophie Felgar.
Allie Fang.
Madeline Fernstrom.
Eduardo Foksha.
Janine Fong.
Ashley Frazier.
Caroline Freer.
Nathaniel Fryer.
Benjamin Fritz.
Ethan Fryer.
Cyan Fuhr.
Leo Fucano.
Brandon Fulmer.
Perry Fung.
Benjamin Gubika.
Ogadai Gantimer.
Melina Garcia Torres.
Sienna Gaston.
Nicholas Germino.
Nicholas Giorello.
Sharon Godafarthi.
Ravanth Gopasetti.
Elizabeth Gorski.
Yanir Govrin.
Yotam Govrin.
Kira Gabrinsky.
Samuel Griffith.
Nicole Groberman.
Nathan Gunderson.
Angela Guo.
Anjali Gupta.
Samika Gupta.
Kyla Haggard.
Layla Hallaby.
Sarah Hall.
Catherine Hancock.
Jacob Hansen.
Michael Hansen.
Ruby Harrison.
Sarah Harrison.
Jacob Hart.
Fiza Hassan.
Molly Hastings.
Simeon Hawkins.
Bailey Hedden.
Jenna Hesacker.
Rahul Hegde.
Alyssa Helgeson.
Zoe Hennings. And presenting her diploma is her mom, Holly Hovey.
Gavin Herman.
Joshua Hicks.
Jack Higgins.
Cameron Hilton.
Kelly Hodder.
Madison Hodges.
Serena Hofdahl.
Pavel Hoffelner.
Kyle Hoffman.
Patrick Holleran.
Jackson Holly.
Renee Hopper.
Gage Howard.
Victoria Howe.
Isabel Shen.
Rebecca Huang.
Lydia Hugheskin.
Chloe Hewling.
Kanaya Humphrey.
Yusuf Hussein.
Elodie Hudson.
Darren Huang.
Claire Hyun.
Ephim Ilnick.
Julia Imler.
Marshall Inman Jimenez.
Cooper Jackson.
Jessica Jackson.
Audrey Jacobson.
Cameron Jameson.
Igor Janati.
Eva Jasinski.
Alan Jaspin.
Jimin John.
Camden Jeske.
Leah Jester.
Samantha Jewett.
Richard Gia.
Armand Jiva.
Alexandra Johns.
Evan Johnson.
Devonte Jones.
Jack Jones.
Emma Jordan.
Akhilesh Joshi.
Shubham Kambaj.
Kavya Kangesh.
Madhav Kanan.
Sunket Karna.
Bradley Karvasek.
Shambhavi Kasareddy.
Ben Kaufman.
Megan Keller.
Sayaka Kamochi.
Ashley Kim.
Julia Kim.
Leah Kim.
Sarah Kim.
Eugene Kim.
Carson Kimball.
Henry King.
Sophie Kierkegaard.
Mateo Kirkland.
Olivia Kirsch.
Caitlin Kleinkoff.
Isabella Collins.
Luca Kovac.
Leah Cradaville.
Raj Kumar.
Sagar Kumar.
Jacob Labatag.
Ranita Lahiri.
Jordan Lai.
Chloe Lang.
Michaela Lang.
Aiden Larson.
Jacinth Custon Lee.
Ju-Young Lee.
Joshua Lee.
Nicole Lee.
Sophie Lee.
Sunny Lee.
Austin Lewis.
Delaney Lewis.
Isabel Lewis.
Alex Liu.
Andrew Liu.
Joanne Lowe.
Jonathan Lowe.
Connor Logan.
Douglas Lorenz.
Ellis Losi.
Haley Lynch.
Grace Madsen.
Halim Mady.
Julia McAnimy.
McKenna Malone.
Raghav Mundati.
Carolina Manzo.
Dominic Marinos.
Zachary Markley.
Mason Marin.
Ruby Martinez Fabian.
Ricardo Martinez Desiderio.
Aiden Martz.
William Maurer.
Jasmine Maynard Jung.
Duncan McCullough.
Kelsey McGowan.
Susanna McIntyre.
Connor McKee Sargent.
Ella McKillop.
Kieran McLeod.
Michelle Melgard.
Tana Melgard.
Grayson Modica.
Daniela Moretsky.
Nicole Morin.
Trevor Maureen.
Liam Moreland.
Alexandra Maury.
Jack Morris.
Guyden Morrison.
Matthew Moss.
Jake Murphy.
John Murphy.
Madeline Nagel.
Serenity Nanduri.
Fabiano Nardoni.
Melanie Neal.
Allison Nelson.
Shauna Nelson.
Varun Neddy.
Madeline Nye.
Brandon Wynn.
Rainey Nichols.
Claire Nikong.
Nikki Nixod.
Arthur Nosenko.
Matthew Novak.
Mara Nolan.
Kira O'D.
Tyler Odegaard.
Dawson Un.
Nozomo Ono.
Anna Ort.
Adrian Ong.
Andrea Ortega.
Perrin Orton, and presenting his diploma is his mother, Sarah Orton.
Saul Osterer.
Kellen Otley.
Connor Pizzosa.
Haley Palm.
Jacqueline Pasha.
Jameson Pastor.
William Paxton.
Jacob Patton.
William Paxton.
Rose Peck.
Zashley Penna Roldan.
Natalie Perez.
Noah Perrin.
Dylan Peterson.
Annabelle Fawn.
Benjamin Paquette.
Ashley Pierce.
Peter Poliakov.
Elizabeth Pomerleyan.
Jack Porter.
Jake Potensky.
Anshul Prakash.
Colford Price.
Trevor Pugh.
Dora Pungin.
Andy Quinn.
Joseph Quarshie.
Ruth Quarshie.
Monica Quintanilla.
Bianca Ramirez.
Michael Ramirez.
Carlos Manuel Ramos.
Cameron Ray.
Michael Redding.
James Reed.
Lauren Rising.
Catherine Riley.
Mackenzie Rappel.
Caden Risby.
Faith Robertson.
Audrey Roach.
Peyton Rogers.
Kaya Roy.
Nick Runge.
Mariah Salazar.
Caitlin Saldivar.
Cameron Salter.
Alexandra Salvador.
Julian Sanctus.
Caitlin Sanders.
Karanvir Sanhu.
Heather Santos.
Colin Saper.
Kobe Sarasad.
Jalen Stischel.
Neil Shoby.
Serenity Schuster.
Nicholas Scott.
Daniel Semenko.
Lucas Senator.
Andrea Sang.
Caitlin Sang.
Zoe Sivart.
Peter Siebold.
Monasi Shaw.
Olivia Sherrick.
Jason Sherpa.
Karina Shirokova.
Meghana Shivakumar.
Megan Schroep.
Nova Strickman.
Lauren Shumway.
Michael Singer.
Jack Smiley.
Andrew Smith.
Hannah Smith.
Zachary Smith.
Ayush Sodi.
Camille Soloway.
Dylan Spence.
Cole Stenzel.
Avery Stevenson.
Lucilla Stewart.
Grace Stretz.
Allison Stewart.
Ian Stewart.
Hochi Sue.
Thomas Sue.
Jalen Sullivan.
Megan Sullivan.
Natalie Sun.
Minakshi Sunilkumar.
Aaron Susanto.
James Swartz.
Hannah Sweeney.
Gabriel Sabo.
Stella Sabuba.
Kobe Takamura.
Marcus Tang.
Alexandria Tangus.
Maria Terranova.
Beck Taylor.
Miles Taylor.
Nathan Taylor.
Connor Temple.
Cooper Theme.
Lakota Hodges.
Chloe Thompson.
Jack Tillman.
Kelly Tolosa.
Brian Torres.
Catherine Tran.
Priscilla Tran.
Skylar Tremblay.
Simon Treppenhauer.
Naomi Try.
Jonathan Trin.
Mason Trotter.
Yuming Sang.
Dylan Tisson.
Jason So.
Wendell Tu.
Leah Tucker.
Zachary Tyree.
Blake Ueda.
Elijah Umar.
Rohan Guaija.
Dylan Valdez.
Melanie Padron.
Alex Van Wagner.
Arjan Vazinku.
Terun Viraragavan.
Kiara Vert.
Valentina Villegas.
Elizabetta Van Namen.
Alex Vogamchun.
Shayna Wagner.
Arden Walcott.
Michaela Walrath.
Anna Waltz.
Allison Wong.
Logan Ward.
Joseph Warren.
Nathan Webb.
Leandros Watson.
Gwyneth Weldon.
Liam Weber.
Evan Wernett.
Jason Wells.
Haley White.
Grant White.
Reese Wilding.
Delaney Wilbur.
Leah Wilson.
Kate Wilkinson.
Aubrey Wisdom.
Michael Wimmer.
Savannah Wood.
Jessica Wood.
Curran Wright.
Giles Woodward. And presenting his diploma is his
Z1
mother,
Sue.
Karen Woodward.
Z1 Sue.
Jackson Wright.
Altai Yildirim.
Shriram Yadavali.
Kevin Yip.
Luke Yin.
Brian Yoon.
Kyle Yu.
Zachary Zarling.
Melanie Yu.
Frederick Zhang.
Brian Zenfineg.
Stone Zhang.
Tommy Zhang.
Anna Zhu.
Peter Jang.
Daniel Zollers.
Elizabeth Zimmerman.
Alan Aby.
Griffin Zhu.
Ingubia Fontama. Amanda Dang.
Will the class of 2019 please stand? It is now time for us to transition from students to graduates. Would you please turn your tassels? I would like to present to you the Issaquah High School graduating class of 2019. Congratulations.
Thank you all so much for attending graduation. You may now meet your high school graduate in the 100 level of the main course at section 114 next to the right field gate. Congratulations.